If you really, really want it, yeah, all you gotta do is get up on the heels out. You know what I'm talking about. You know what's going on. And the heels out. All I want is for you. You to comment down below, will you? For you I'll make a sacrifice. Okay, so apparently there's a digital exclusive on the that came out with Tisha saying her mama can fight and she's sitting with Destiny and having a conversation. We're gonna listen to a clip of that. And I must say that this is only for entertainment purposes, fair use.
And that's why Marcel was like, I don't want to go to jail. I don't want the guys to be involved in it, because when the guys get involved, it ain't just talking. Yeah. It's like somebody gonna end up dead, somebody gonna end up in jail. Like, it's too much. And that's why I was like, I wish you would have had that same energy for me at Gala time. Like, I wish it was an all-girl event. Like,
if it was an all-girl event and we were still at the level that we, first of all,
well, I say I kind of can understand why she would say that, because it did appear that Martel does come to Melody's defense a lot of the time, and if it's just women on women, I can see how he could have just probably just stuck it out, but it was in reference to his child. But I feel like Melody could handle it, especially she always wants to bark. Like, she's known as the one who gets people together real fast. And so, you know, at the gala time, Tisha has allegedly came in her dunks, her pants, like she looked like she was about to do. I think her hair was pulled back and everything. So we was like, dang, Tisha, what time you on? I know we were, and the way she was coming at Mel and checking her about saying stuff about her marriage, which I can understand, you know, that is a touchy subject. And if you consider somebody your friend for a while, the last thing you would think of is they're coming for your marriage. So she's coming for Mel, this and this and that, even though her and Destiny does get up and, you know, into it back and forth. You know, Melody, you know, does do the mature thing and walk out. So Tisha was acting like, you know, why she walk out? Basically, that's what she's making a comment. You know, she gets up and walk out, and she didn't have none of that energy when it was with me. And she basically goes on and say her mom can defend her own. She don't have to worry about her mom, whether, you know, her mom is older or whatever, which I do believe that Mama Tisha definitely, Miss Wanda definitely can hold her own. But the point is, can Melody? I'm sure Melody can. However, I feel like she's not a person who is going to fight at her age. Because at a certain age, you just try to let your words handle your action. Fighting, you know, is usually the last resort. Like if you're defending yourself or something like that. But maturity-wise, most people walk away, move around, exit from the people that is trying to cause friction with their situation. You know, she has her kids looking up to her and this and that, so she probably wants to set a good example. But that day, Tisha, she was ready for all the smoke. But like I said, when it comes to women, yes, normally you would hold your own. And it's apparent through her daughter that she gets down, allegedly. So maybe Mama Wanda gets down. And so if she's not a confrontational person, because when I'm talking about Melody, she probably did feel the need to exit the situation or let Martel say his piece. But then when Martel's saying his piece, of course, the guy's going to have to step in, because then a male is present in women's situation. And so I can see why she says that she was definitely throwing jabs and jabs. And people are like, why is she talking behind Melody back? Because Melody doesn't talk to her. Melody doesn't even acknowledge Tisha on most times. And I feel like a lot of times Tisha goes out of her way to let Melody hear what she has to say. So I feel like this was just one of those times to dig and make a point. But I do agree with Tisha. I'm one of those people too. I'm gonna let somebody talk, but if you keep talking, that's the problem, you know, because I'm just like, we don't have to talk at all. If you got a problem with me, let's address the problem. And yeah, I'm older at a certain age where I shouldn't fight, but at the same time, some people are some disrespectful. Now I can see, like, if you come in one time, but like more than one, and I guess you feel like Melody has tried her. And so she was going to date it like, I told you not to talk about my husband. I told you not to talk about my marriage. So what's up? So I guess that's what she was giving. So she's talking about it. Let's hear a little bit more what she's saying.
We left Galentine's to come back into a situation and it still be the same disrespect. It would have.
But it was crazy because you had none of that heat for me. Like, you got up and walked out. I'm confronting you about things, and you got up and walk out. Was it because you didn't have your mom to have your back, or you didn't have Martel to have your back? Like, if you're a woman, you're gonna face somebody. I'm here, you're there. Let's go. So, and I was just telling Marcel, because he was so upset, he started talking to me crazy. Like, I don't want to go to jail, blah, 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 blah. You put me in an uncomfortable situation like that. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. And what do you expect for me to do?
You gotta understand with men, they go into protective mode.
And that's what he said. But my thing is, what do you expect for me to do if I see somebody in my mom's face talking to her crazy? I'm gonna go like get out my mama's face, like.
And she definitely has her mama back in all situations, so that's definitely understandable. And of course, Mama Wanda has her back as well. Even with the confrontation about them later having a meeting, wanting Mama Wanda off the show. Excuse me. Tisha stood up and said, "Well, Mama Tisha was basically making comments on what Marceau had already was questioning because allegedly she has Martel was saying allegedly." Melly was not only fooling with him and was fooling with another dude, and he found out about it. And so she was saying that Mama Wanda was only speaking on that situation and going in further on of her thinking that that may not be Marceau's, even though Melly felt like it was a dig or whatever. And Martel, and you know, of course, if it's your child, it's your child, but of course it does come across offensive. So at the end of the day, that's what DNA tests and stuff are for. But I guess because they were married, they weren't looking into that. But I do believe and I do feel for anybody who has experienced infidelity, even if it's one time, and that you find out about, that's all that you know of, I would recommend anybody do a DNA test in a situation because it does happen. Women do not tell certain men, and you just may never know. And if you are on rocky ground to the point where you ended up getting a divorce, it's best to know. But that's just my opinion. You do what you want to do. You can raise all the kids that you want that ain't yours all day long. That got nothing to do with me. But I do feel like those kids do need to know who their people are going forward. And hopefully that is a child. And that probably is a child. I'm just saying, if there's one incident, you just never know. Let's continue to listen, though.
I'm like, I wasn't going to fight. And I can control myself. I was like, I wasn't going to fight her. I just wanted to know what was going on and be like, bitch, back up. So I get out my mama's face.
I mean, naturally, anybody would want to do that.
And but I told him, at the end of the day, my mom can handle her own.
Well, we all know that.
Like, I have a lot more self-control than my mom has. Like, she would actually fight Van and me at the same time.
No, Wanda. Listen, I had to hold her in the store. Literally, I locked her in the store. I had to lock her in the store, and my dad walked her out the back. And, you know, we thought she was going to be calm and go and finish it out, but she came out of nowhere.
And that's the thing, it's not just you and Mel. Then it's causing issues at me and my household because
it was the level. It just seemed like all the energy. Yes, it was like negativity perpetuated throughout the building, and it was just like rah. And that was not what it was about.
It was good before she came with that bad energy.
And I would say it was at a public function where Mama Wanda was trying to sell and promote her business. I definitely don't feel like any drama, any war should ever come to anybody's workplace and how they get their money and spend their money, because that is messing with their pockets. I feel like that should be off limits for sure. And they were saying everything was going good since they come with that energy. So I would say I agree with that. However, I feel like Mama Wanda, because anybody come to your job, that's on one, or they come to your home, that's on 2, 10. Like, you just ain't gonna just have a conversation with it, because first of all, you coming for war. You coming to my house, you coming to my job. Now, I don't care how you talk all day, you can talk all day. You get in my face, you in my private sector, then it's war. I mean, because all bets are off, because at this point, you coming to me in an aggressive manner, or you coming to me with some bull. Like, we're not fit to be besties. We're not fit to be friends. you may not even leave, at this point, or me, it's going to be a situation that's going to go 10 times deeper. But y'all let me know, were they wrong for showing up to Wanda's event with that? And second of all, if you got a problem with somebody, why would you go to an event? Why can't you call Mama One? I'm sure she can get the number. Or why don't y'all just have a private meeting? And do you think it's wrong for her to bring up a DNA test when infidelity on both parts had been brought up in their marriage? Comment down below, because I don't think that's wrong to request. Like, I feel like that's normal.
Well, I have to say,
but Martel pissed me off. Like, I understand you need to protect it. Like, how about you pull Martel's inside, let Martel let the girls handle this? Because it wasn't like a double team on male. It wasn't like 2 for 1. It was 1-on-1. So if it's 1-on-1, then why the guys have to get in it at all? How about you pull Martel to the side? Like, I know you're going to protect your wife. I'm going to protect my wife. But how about we just let them handle this and we stay out of it? You know what I'm saying?
Easier said than done in the moment.
Yeah.
And, we can say that now, hindsight, but emotions were high, and it was a lot. It was a lot.
Well, I can definitely understand that too. Like I said, there was only Mel and Mama Wanda, because no man should ever try to come against a woman unless somebody's in physical danger. Then pull them off each other. But he definitely was showing his feminine side and masculine of a man's side, masculine man's side, with trying to check a woman, and because he was very aggressive in his delivery, in his conversation, because he was in his feelings. And so that's why Marceau and Maurice had to step in, because at that point, you're first of all coming for a woman. We're not going to sit here and let that happen, which just shows that they're masculine, their masculine energy, and they're men, which I convinced them for that. Just like on the reunion, Marceau came from Melody and his masculine energy instead of letting Tisha handle it. I do feel like boundaries were crossed. And for that, I feel like Miss Wanda should have another chance. But first of all, you come into her workplace. And second of all, a man shouldn't be coming in her face to check her about nothing that's going on with a woman. Because to be honest, she wasn't talking about the child in particular. She was just saying about males parenting and women. This is all a lot to take in, because you see why on the reunion, maybe Melody is coming so hard for Tisha. Because that's just how she operates. She'll handle you politically, behind the scenes, and get you in your feelings. You know what I'm saying? And some people, they can't handle their feelings where they just want to lash out. Like Tisha, like, we can throw them hands. But yeah, Melly, I feel like is more reserved and just really not about that confrontational physical part of it. Now, Martel may be a different situation, but no, I feel like she just chill. Why you gonna do me like that? DK his ass, we out, we out. DK his out, we out, we out. Why you gonna do me like that? Gotta go right now. Gotta go right now. When the party's they lit, it's hard to leave, gotta leave to his out. Gotta leave to his out. Stay up, stay lit. You a vibe right now. You a vibe right now. Don't have to go home, but you gotta get the hit on out the door. Gotta get the home hit on out the door. Until next time, I see you. Let's go.